Okay, guys, we're going to here talk about local dodge and burn. Now, local dodging and burning, or dodging and burning itself, is a way to darken or lighten this very specific area in an image. It's an old darkroom technique, dodging and burning. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a kind of a different technique. Now, I'm not a big fan of the actual dodge and burn tools because you have to use them. Where the heck are they? It goes to show you how often I use them. You have to use them in a destructive way. You have to do them on a pixel layer. So the way this works is the dodge tool lightens and the burn tool it darkens. As you can see, I'm darkening this down. Yeah, let's back that up though. Okay. Oops, too far. What I want to do is use the dodge and burn to kind of darken down some of this can area, but I want to do it non-destructively. So this is what I would do after I'm done my cloning. After I'm all done my retouching and I'm good, I'd move on to some of my local tonal adjustments, which is dodging and burning and dodge and burning and using your adjustment layers like curves and things like that. So what I would do here is I would create a new layer. Now, I find it easier by hitting Command Shift N because we're going to use a blend mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to call this local DNB for local dodge and burn. We're going to change the blend mode to overlay, and we're going to fill overlay with 50% gray. And we're going to click OK. And you get a gray layer. Now, what this does is this allows us to use the brush tool. And right now I've got gray and white. I want this to default back to the black and white by hitting D. There we go. And what this will allow me to do is with these, I can darken down my image or lighten up my image. Now, as you can see, that's incredibly extreme. Okay, the nice thing with this is I can turn this off, I can delete it, I can lower my opacity, but ultimately we're going to lower our brush opacity and flow. So what I'm going to do is first of all use a soft brush, about 25% hardness, there we go. Then I'm going to set my opacity to like 20% and my flow to like 20%. Oops, holding down shift and pressing 2 will do it. So I don't really want to go crazy with this. I'm going to start to darken down my shadow, my can. And you can see, this just adds a bit of contrast. And I'm going to try to darken down the words a little bit. And just turn that red thing off. There we go. Forgetting what that red thing is, guys, it's just my mouse program. Sometimes it gets in the way. There you go. Just by simply darkening that area down, I can add a bit of contrast to those cans. It's a way to be very, very local. And I can adjust my brush opacity too if I want to. There you go. A little dodge and burn. That just gives a little contrast to that can. Makes it a bit more interesting, less flat, in a very local sense. Now, I wouldn't do the whole window like this because what'll end up happening is you won't get an even brush stroke. See, I've already made this area too dark. It's easier to use adjustment layers for that, which we'll talk about in the next video. But there you go. That is how you use local dodge and burn. Now, again, make sure you're using the right blend mode, which is here overlay, and make sure it's filled with 50% gray. So make sure you go to just use the shortcut key, Command Shift N, to get all that information there. But that's ultimately how you dodge and burn an image. If I want to lighten something up, what I can do is with a white brush, so I've clicked my brush tool and I switch from black to white with my foreground colors. You can see those are changing here, but when I hit X, what I want to lighten. Maybe I want to lighten this desk up in the background. And I can just lighten that up a little bit. And you can see that's a little bit more subtle. You want to be subtle with this tool. You don't want to go too crazy. That's why I usually start at like 20% brush opacity up here. And 20, hello, there you go. Okay, but there you go. That's how you can use dodge and burn to ultimately make very localized adjustments.